Hi, ma'am.
How are you doing?
Yeah, ma'am. Very good after the results.
So you are pleasantly most mischievous, naughty student I ever had in my just MRCOG course. But you were the only factor that our all sessions were very live, very bubbly, and very, in action kind of thing. So that was the main contribution. Always came from your side. You are a very happy-go-lucky person. Always, you don't carry grudges and all. Is that so?
Yeah, ma'am. Correct. But
Huh?
I was like, first I was very scared of you. Then I was
Why?
like,
This
ma'am is doing so much for us. Why should I scared?
This is the first question I really wanted to ask. Why everybody is so much scared of me as a mentor? I want an honest answer.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am. First, because the tone you are having, you are interfering in between all the time, and you are correcting in between. I've seen the YouTube discussions, YouTubes. I have seen. This was not my first attempt. It was my second attempt. I have taken one course last time, but it was not serious. I was not an active participant. I was just listener. So in between, I used to see that videos. It was like so friendly force. Though they will be like correcting after the full 10 minutes, and it was like so friendly, and they were like doing so much of drama was going on. So I was like, in this, why is happening like this? Ma'am is so strict. Why she is like this? I was scared in the first because we have that default feelings for the default. We will think like, no, it will not. It will be like this. Previously, prior itself, I got to know that you are very strict mentor. But going into the session, it was more like strict. So I
Oh.
was like so scared.
So was it, so should I change or should I be that way?
No, ma'am, it's the misconception. Yes, as the session goes on, we feel like she's doing too much for us. Nobody can do like this. So we are on the pace. So no worries for that.
Okay.
So you have to be the same.
Same. Thank you so much, Christy. So tell me about your journey, how you started, how do you prepare, how many hours you were studying, were you having any study buddies, and what is the role of just MRCOG in your success? So now, all yours.
Yeah, ma'am. So I cleared part two in Jan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a lazy person actually. I never liked any study buddies. From my school time itself, I never had any study buddies in my studies.
Mm-hmm.
So part one and part two was like it wasn't a problem for me because I studied less and passed with less effort. So
Okay.
part three also I was saying like just talking, what is the big deal? I can talk. I talk too much, so it's like easy for me. I can make it out. I was feeling,
Mm-hmm.
but I was not able to face with that stress for the 2 minutes. That is very much difficult for me. And I was telling my uh, husband also like, if not now, no more MRCOG. It's done. So
Is
that
that so?
stress of 2 minutes and to get the thing. Yeah, ma'am, I told him because standing in front of the paper for 2 minutes, like I am having so much of palpitation. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't take this stress anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Studying for this much 6 months, maybe we have been together for almost 4 to 5 months now, ma'am. So though I am not consistent, I was with touch with this MRCOG and was uh, making time for this sections and have to go through something for the day after the work. It was very difficult taking care of the kids. So it's like morning itself, I was like, a home section is there, I have to prepare something, ma'am will scold. So all these things were there. So it was there for almost 5, 6 months. It was like difficult for me. So I told like MRCG now not I'm not clearing it. No more. I'm not writing. It's done.
So somehow I'm feeling
So after my friend,
that I interfere or I be strict. That's not going in a positive way because see, you were so scared that you were like getting pressure of it. So doesn't it like work for you or
no ma'am, no, it worked for me very much because of that fear only I studied. If it was like, because I told you, no, ma'am, previously I have joined the course, I was a listener, and it was coming and going, and I was just seeing the recordings. So it doesn't matter me much if it happens or not happens. The class was going on, and I was not interfered.
Hmm.
So for this, since you are like behind us, whether we are practicing, we are doing in between you people are doing or not, it was like you are forcing us to do. For a lazy person like me, it was like a boon for me. I don't know about others, but it was too good for me.
Lazy, I won't call it lazy. Basically, Christy, what happens? You are at a stage of your life when you have so many responsibility. You have a family, you have small kids, you have a husband, you have a profession, you have your own health to look after. So I won't call it as lazy. Somehow study comes like after all these responsibility. So you all need someone who is sitting on your head and just bumbling continuously, study, present, study.
Yes, ma'am.
Just
Actually, I felt like I got a teacher who is like in the school time. We got a teacher from the school time. She's behind it. And thank you so much, ma'am. You are like when so many two or three people called me about enduring this MRCOG, then I was like, ma'am is such a kind of person. If you're going to the exam and you want some talk to be told, you want some to just pop some talks, she will be there. She is the most available person you will get. So it was like it was a great decision that, ma'am, I took your course. Thank you so much.
okay. But since beginning, when we started, you remember, whenever we had any personal conversation, I always told you that you are amongst two top student
Yeah.
of this course,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that you will see top two students which are going to clear this exam this time for sure. So from the very first session, the thing you are saying, no, that you're very good in speaking. You have that spontaneity, like so that I could make out in the very first session that you have that point which is very very important, because you have to be spontaneous in part three. Role player can come up with any question. If you do not have
Right.
a spontaneous response, so you won't be able to handle that. You will be nervous or giving a pause. So that is your plus point actually.
Yeah. You believed in me, ma'am, but I didn't have any belief
100%.
in myself.
100%. Since beginning, I always told you that you are amongst top two.
Yeah.
Like I'm just depending upon to give me a good result. Okay, so how did AMMR, COG, and LWP and MOC, which you have taken, played role in your success?
Yeah, ma'am. First, in the sections itself, it is like it is well arranged, and each case we present, no, that is like it's done. That case, what we are doing, either me or my whoever was there in the group, whoever were presenting, we were correcting and we were making them perfect. So it was like helpful for us, and just like that topic is done. So each session was very helpful for me. So it is like it is done. That section is done with that 2 weeks period. So 1 week period is done. Then I have taken the labor what prioritization. So what the library what you have given, I just went through all those things alone. So just a MRCOG library alone I had because I have taken one more course video, but haven't checked it. Not even once I can tell.
So you have gone
Maybe
for all material, only are just MRCOG
sorry,
library.
MRCOG. My this the credit all goes to just MRCOG because I've got one video. I may have opened it at the beginning just to see what all are there in that what I have taken that course. But
Mhm.
after that, I haven't because I didn't have much time. Ma'am's MRCOG itself is very vast, and I can tell that if you're going through the systematically, if you're going through ma'am's library, it is all there in that library. Nothing else is needed in that library. So it was like very helpful, and I totally depend on ma'am's material and ma'am's videos, nothing else.
Okay.
And mock also, I can tell that both. I was very surprised to see that the same case for the game for the exam, and I was like, well, so that I'm like I'm getting the global scoring for that.
For sure,
So,
100%.
for the exam, ma'am, I made lots of mistakes. It's not that all the stations were good for me. Three, four stations were very bad for me. I felt
Mhm.
like I didn't do good. But the remaining station, maybe the 10 stations, what I did was all good, and I may would have got global scoring. That's where I
Exactly.
was.
That's why I
Yeah,
always say it is not about passing. You should not target to pass a task. You should always score for the, you should always have a notion that you want to score globally as well. You
yeah,
want to get that extra brownie points, because if you do not perform any task good by any chance, there's always a probability getting at least one task which you are not aware of. Right. So at least you will be able to handle that. You will be able to delete that negative points which you are going to get for because of that unknown task. So global score, you should always work for global scoring. Okay.
yeah.
So
That exam I got, I think maybe four stations that I did with ma'am. Personally, I have done, and it has come. Especially mock, you have
okay,
kept that
four
brief
tasks
delivery.
came
But
from our mock.
yeah, it's not from the mock, ma'am. It's like one from the mock, others which I have presented with you. Personally,
Actually,
I
you
have presented the brief, ma'am.
presented. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right. You told me on that day.
So
Okay.
that was like we have kept for the mock, but I have done it in the. I studied myself your recordings I have seen, and that station was very good for me. It was
Okay.
the role that was a teaching station that role player were asking like recurrence, successful, the reversal, everything they were asking me. I was like able to after finishing that station, I was like this station is like I am getting marks. It was
Okay.
like good.
Okay. Okay. So, a very common question which I'm asking all my students, the trend which is going on as of now, buying multiple courses, how it is helpful, or is it helpful, or one should not go behind buying multiple courses or trusting their own mentor? whatever course they
So
are doing.
yeah, for me, it's like trusting Pooja ma'am is the best thing. So if you're taking Pooja ma'am, that is the only course that you need. Because I cleared because I have gone through the materials and what the sessions ma'am has given. So I don't think it's like too much stress on us. And I haven't taken also, I have only taken this ma'am.
And
And I feel like we don't get time for this itself, then how we can manage with the others all. If you're dedicating completely for this MRCOG for the entire year, you may get. If you are working and you are like doing this simultaneously, it's like very difficult. For me, it's like it's with ma'am only. I have done everything with ma'am, so I don't prefer.
Christy, you have also taken that combo course, no? So you were attending labor ward sessions as well and the other routine modules as well. So I taking this
Yeah,
combo is really a complete course itself. Because we are
yeah,
getting everything, so we are not. So, what about that miscellaneous channel which we have in our just MRCOG library? Because that is one thing most of the students were thinking that, oh, miscellaneous must be something like this and that. But eventually, when they started going through miscellaneous and reading and presenting that, so that was a game changer, basically. What's your
yeah.
opinion about that particular miscellaneous channel, which where we were having all difficult talks, new talks, and summaries and everything?
Yeah, in miscellaneous, ma'am has added all the recent exam, whichever cases has come in the exam. So we were like waiting for whichever miscellaneous you were putting. I was just updating. So some, if you have, because if you have read at least once, you will get some points to talk. Though we are not thorough or we have not presented, with the talk, ma'am is putting the case scenarios and the explanation. It's like you have get an idea what to talk.
Got it.
So it's like miscellaneous was a very beautiful. So I have revised miscellaneous. I have just not mugged up the miscellaneous, but I have gone through the miscellaneous twice or thrice maybe.
Oh, I see. Miscellaneous needs this much of revision or reading at least 2 times or 3 times for sure.
Yeah.
Because these are all new talks, difficult talk, like
Because others are like we have done already or we know much little idea we have. If the case comes, if it's so it's like miscellaneous is a new ones and I thought like something has to be in the head. So it's like
prioritization library. Do you have any opinion or any comment or suggestion for that? That the library we
so
have for labor.
labor, yeah, labor ward is like very difficult. People seems to take it as very difficult. Or ma'am has given 80 stations maybe around labor ward and gynac
It
together.
was
Ma'am has,
86 at when you were taking. Now I made it 100 because there were new rules came. So it's
yeah,
100
yeah,
now.
yeah. So with that library itself, we will have a better idea. Once you go through twice or thrice, you will have a better idea what to talk, what not to talk. And the S bar and everything is clearly given in that. So it is like very helpful for me.
And moreover, I think
Like,
when we go through labor ward, like we almost covering 65 rooms in labor ward. So you are covering all those rooms which can come as an obstetric case, like talk about maternal college, talk about
yeah, correct.
PPH, uterine rupture, diabetes, 4.5, 5 kg, inversion. We have discussed. So what I think is that if you go through labor ward, answer key. You are covering
Another case
so
scenario.
many questions.
So
Few
it's like
students
difficult to.
given me that feedback that if you do not interrupt and we finish task, then you say, no, you should have not said it that way, that we forget it. But when I interrupt them in between the presenting task, so they say, okay, now madam has interrupted at that point of time, so I'm not going. I think it's person to person, it varies. So what
Yeah,
I'm thinking that before starting this session, I should ask, like, how would you like to have it? If somebody is comfortable that interrupt me in between, so I'm not going to repeat that, I'll do that. If somebody thinks, "Now let me finish 10 minutes task, then tell me so I can go that way." Because it is can
towards the last, okay, ma'am. If we are like towards the mock, if it's towards that last session, it's fine if you're interrupting in between. But first, from the first, if you are like interrupting, it's like we will not be able to present on the 10 minutes that target, and it's like we
okay.
will lose that track.
Yeah,
So
so
it
okay,
was
like
like,
first 2, 3, 4 sessions, I give them time to understand how
yeah.
to
So
present.
it's in the track, yeah.
Okay, no, no, well taken. This point is well taken. So I'll give 2, 3 sessions so they'll understand how to present, what to say, what not to say. Eventually, even after 3, 4 sessions, they are repeating mistake. Then I can interrupt.
Mm.
You should not do that. Well taken.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything else? Anything? Any tip which you want to give us upcoming aspiring MRCOG?
Yeah, I wasn't. So yeah, in Mercury, like we were like 6 to 7 people were there, and I was close to a few of them. So we were like so close, like we were supporting each other like anything. So I would like to thank them so much because I was like so doubtful towards the. I had exam on 14th, so they were having the next 2 days, that is like 19th and 20th. So I was like, they were like so much of support, and we were like we were doing talk therapy to each other each other during that time. So, so it's like.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could make out easily like when we started first session and when we were like ending like I think by sixth, seventh or eighth session only in early few sessions it was like little bit distance kind of a
Yeah.
decorum. But from 6, 7 session, it was like more fun. Like
Yeah.
after each task, we used to like pull each other, like making cracking jokes, making fun. So it became eventually very fun-filled sessions. Every time even I used to
Yeah.
wait for this thing. Okay, now we'll have a good time. I personally had a very good time having sessions with all of you because it's like you, it's Usha, it's Ashwini, it's Divya, it's Aparna. Like everybody was enjoying, like everybody was making jokes, cracking jokes, and enjoying laughing. So after each task, we used to laugh for 10, 15 minutes talking, then moving
Yeah,
onwards. So why
win
you
or lose. That doesn't matter. The global markings matter a lot.
always help? That's why I always say that always target for global scoring because that is going to help you in tasks which you have not performed so well, right?
So whichever task you're preparing, you prepare well and do perfect. So
Mm.
whatever the new task, it will add little points to it.
Yes,
That's it.
exactly. See, whatever a task, even if it is a new task, if you understand the format of presenting a patient simulated task, you at least will do introduction, you will at least do
Yeah.
agenda setting, at least some points of HOPI, because you are a practicing gynecologist. So you would be able to make some points of HOPI, some information gathering. Investigation, you can relate. Okay, we can offer this, we can offer. MDT, definitely is very easy to offer them. Then at least
Okay.
it is not going to be blank zero.
Yeah.
It can't, so it may be a borderline. Even a task which is borderline, it can help you in passing exam. No. So
Yes, ma'am.
that's very, very important. So,
Yeah.
Christy, so when are you coming to Delhi, Gurgaon?
Yeah, ma'am. I'm planning to have that laparoscopy course in World Laparoscopy
Well,
Organization.
laparoscopy. Okay, okay. So taking
So
a
I'm
full
like,
course?
no, I'm surely I'm coming forward to meet you for sure when I'm in there.
I would love to meet you. I would love to meet you. And it is so nice having you. You have been a pleasantly a very big-hearted person, I would say. The best part I like about you, don't hold grudges. You just move on with life, you know. So that is the best part of your personality. That you always look for the positive points. You never like pointed out anything in negative in anyone for that matter. So that is your personality and never change that. Because
Yeah,
somebody
ma'am.
getting someone in this world today that who is not holding grudges is a very big deal. For that, you need a very big heart where you can forget and forgive others' mistakes. So that's the positive point of your personality.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So keep that up and say my hello to your husband, your kids, and it was
Yeah,
lovely
sure.
having you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Love you, ma'am.
Oh,
Thank you.
bye bye. Thanks for
Bye.
coming.